airplane mode.
Alright everyone, so we are now inbound to Quebec. We got cleared the RNAV Zulu, we got cleared down to 5,000 and we got cleared the RNAV Zulu runway 24 approach via BIVT. So I'm going to actually descend to 5,000 here. And so the RNAV Zulu runway 24 via BIVT transition. So what I did is I came into the departure arrival page and I chose in approaches, I chose RNAV Zulu 24, transition BIVT, and as you can see that is already set in my flight plan here, so it sets it automatically for you. And now we have to fly the RNAV Zulu approach, which I'm going to show you guys how to do here. So first thing you want to do is open up your RNAV chart, which I have right here. So let's go through the RNAV chart, what it tells you. So it's telling me here that at BIVT I want to be max at 210 knots. Sorry about that. It's being quite annoying, not letting me zoom. Let me do this. Alright, maybe this will be a little bit better. So here at BIVT it says I have to be at or above 4,000 feet, max 210 knots. Then I'm heading to ICDEB. I want to be max 180 knots. And then ULBAM, and then we're just coming in for runway 24. So to do this, we're going to be using LNAV and VNAV. Right now I'm only on LNAV, so I'm flying LNAV. VNAV isn't on. I'm controlling my speed and my altitude by myself. So let's contact the tower here and see if they have any more information for us. So telling the tower that we're inbound RNAV Zulu approach. 2977. 2977 is set, and we're going to acknowledge this. So now that we're cleared the RNAV approach, that means now we're going to be leveling off at 5,000 feet here. But since we're cleared for the RNAV approach, that now means that you're cleared to, you know, fly the altitudes of the RNAV. So if you guys remember, it's at BIVT, we want to be at or above 4,000. Right now we're at 5,000, but, you know, if you want to be exact, just make it to 4,000 and you're going to be good. So we're going to go down to 4,000 here. And I'm still going to go with my vertical speed for now. I won't turn on trying to descend here. There we go. Alright, and I'm going to zoom in my range here just so we can see our approach a little bit better as we're going to BIVT here. So now we're descending. We'll descend at about 1,000 feet per minute. And while we're here, I'm going to set flaps down to 10. So flaps 10 here. And I'm going to descend about 200 knots here as we are coming up to BIVT. So there we go. We're descending to 4,000. We're going to hold 4,000. So we do have bad weather here. We have rain. So you should turn on your, you know, your wipers here. I never remember where the wipers are. Aha! Wiper. Put them on low. Alright, wipers. There we go. Going to help us see a little bit better. So now we are leveling off at 4,000 feet. So I'm actually going to turn VNAV on now. Is it going to give me VNAV speed? It'll probably give me the speed too, so it's probably going to push us back up to 210 knots here. Alright, speed is coming back down. So let's see what happens if I turn VNAV on. So as you can see, it says VNAV altitude and FMC speed. So now we're really slowing down quite a bit, and that's probably because oh, that's weird. We should be 210 knots here. I don't know why we're slowing down so much. Alright, there we go. So now I'm controlling the speed here, but we should be getting LNAV controlling the altitude sooner or later. Or sorry, VNAV. VNAV altitude is on. So at ICDEB we want to also be at 4,000, if I remember correctly at my chart. 4,000 at ICDEB. There we go. So we should be making that right turn soon. And now, if you remember at ICDEB, we did get told that we want it to be at 180 knots max. So we are slowing the plane down. We're going to give it some more flaps here. 15 and 25. Seems like we have a gusty landing today, and hopefully we don't lag too much. I'm already seeing it lagging, so. Alright. So there we go. Alright, so now our VNAV path just kicked in. So we're going to see if our VNAV is going to be working today. So again, at ICDEB we want to be 4,000 or above, which we are at. If you go to my legs page, I could see it. So VNAV should be just really matching these altitudes and bringing us in following those altitudes. Alright, and we are making a right turn now towards Ulbam, where at Ulbam we want to be at 2,500 feet. So we're going to see if this works. I'm going to put 2,500 now down. I'm going to press altitude intervention here just to see VNAV path. There we go. Cool. So altitude intervention was hit. So now we should be following that VNAV path here and descending. Cool. So it's working. And I'm just going to set the altitude now all the way down to 200 feet, which is my altitude for landing. One thing I didn't do is set my minimums, which is my bad. I'm going to set it here. So what's minimums? LNAV and VNAV. Minimums 560. So I'll set that here. Ooh, that's not it. Where's my minimums? I think it's these minimums. So I'm going to put 560 here. Alright, 555 is good enough for me. Alright, so we are following that VNAV path now. So the VNAV path is this little pink line here. That's what your plane should be trying to follow. We're going to hold about 180 knots here until we get down a little bit closer. We got that 2,500 call, which, alright, so we're going to put the gear down. Gear down. I'm going to set my flaps to the 30 position, which is what we were wanting for landing. And I do have to set my auto brakes. So what I do to set my auto brakes, I go to the charts here. I go to my airport charts, airport ground chart, and I just look at the runway. So we're landing runway 24 here. So we're not going to make taxiway alpha. That's out of the question. So we're probably going to take one of these two taxiways at the end. So we don't need much braking here. We can just put auto brake 1, and that'll be more than enough. And now we just monitor our VNAV, make sure that we're not going too low, too high. It looks like we are just perfect. So I'm going to keep slowing us down just a little bit to about 160 knots. And what we are trying to hit for landing, let me just record my landing. It never works anyway with the 737. It's always too laggy to record, but we'll try it anyway. Record. Alright. So, our landing speed here. Landing speed. 135. So we got clear to land. We're going to acknowledge that. Ooh, there we go. Alright, so we are clear to land at runway 24. I don't have runway in sight yet. Well, actually, yeah, I do have it. There it is. Okay. Alright, so I can turn the wipers off. The rain isn't there anymore. So, I'm going to turn these wipers off. Alright, wipers are off, and I've got runway in sight. Letting the plane take us in. I'm going to turn auto throttle off here. So now I'm controlling the speed manually, but the plane is bringing us in to the runway here. Alright, so I'm controlling my speed. I'm going to bring the engines back. Try to make a good landing for y'all. Alright, so keeping an eye on my speed and altitude. Most important thing here, 1,000 feet. Alright, we're about 140 knots. I'd rather keep my speed a bit high. You don't want to stall the plane and crash. So I am going to have a tough time landing with this lag. The frame rate isn't great. We have Jean-Michel over there in Quebec. Hopefully he's not on the runway. We're approaching minimums. We've got runway in sight, so it's no factor. Minimums, and we are continuing for landing. If we do have to go around for whatever reason, we are climbing straight out to... I forgot the altitude. I think it's 3,000. Alright. Autopilot's off. I'm flying. And gonna slowly bring the engines back now so that we get to our 135 here for landing. Alright, so I came in a bit fast. I didn't pull my engines back enough. Alright. Sorry, I got lag right on landing there, guys. It's hard to flare correctly. Alright. And we got touchdown, reverse thrusters, and putting the nose down. Alright, cool. And we're down. Alright, guys, it's so hard to land a plane when you're lagging. Luckily, pilots in real life don't have to deal with that. And reversers off. And I'm going to put the spoilers back down. And there we go, guys. We have our RNAV Zulu approach done. As you can see, it's similar to an ILS. It brings you in on a flight path. It's just not the same system as an ILS system. It's really just the plane following predicted altitudes and speeds to bring you in nicely. Did have a little hiccup with the speed there because it was following my FMC speed instead of my VNAV speed. I'm not sure how to fix that. Alright, contact ground 121.9er.